Welcome back to the English Prep Podcast, everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Today, we're tackling a topic that's probably on the minds of many of you listening. The IELTS exam.
For sure.
It can feel like, this huge hurdle on your path to, working, study, or even living in an English-speaking country.
Yeah, it's definitely a significant exam.
Right.
And for good reason.
Okay.
The IELTS, or International English Language Testing System, as it's formally known, is designed to assess your English proficiency in a really comprehensive way.
Okay, so let's unpack that a bit.
Yeah.
Comprehensive.
Yeah.
What exactly is the IELTS looking at when it comes to your English skills?
Well, think of it like this.
Okay.
To truly function in an English-speaking environment, you need a diverse set of skills, right? You need to understand spoken English in various contexts, grasp the nuances of written texts, communicate your ideas effectively in writing, and, of course, speak confidently in real-life situations. The IELTS tests all of these areas through 4 sections. Listening, reading, writing, and speaking.
Got it.
Yeah.
So it's not just about memorizing grammar rules or vocabulary lists. It's about demonstrating that you can actually use English in the real world.
Exactly. Each section is designed to simulate real-life scenarios that you might encounter in an English-speaking environment. For example, the speaking test isn't some robotic interrogation. It's structured like a casual conversation so you can showcase your fluency and natural communication style.
That actually makes me feel a bit better.
Good.
Now, before we dive into the specifics of each section, I think it's important to address the elephant in the room. Preparing for the IELTS can feel super overwhelming.
It can.
Where do you even begin?
You're absolutely right. It can be daunting.
Yeah, it can be.
And honestly, the most common mistake people make is jumping into practice tests or study materials without a clear plan. The first step is to set realistic and achievable goals. Ask yourself, what score do I need for my specific goals? What are my weakest areas? And realistically, how much time can I commit to studying each week? So it's all about creating a roadmap, essentially, knowing your destination and charting a course to get there. Precisely. And that's where a practice test comes in handy early on. It gives you a baseline score, helps you pinpoint your strengths and weaknesses, and allows you to tailor your study plan accordingly. So let's say you discover that listening is a weaker area for you. You can then allocate more study time to developing your listening skills. Maybe by incorporating specific podcasts or practicing with different English accents.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
So practice test first, then set specific goals based on your target score and weaker areas.
Exactly.
What comes next?
Next comes the fun part, crafting your study plan. It's all about finding that sweet spot between structured learning and keeping things engaging.
I think a lot of listeners, myself included, might picture hours upon hours hunched over textbooks. But you're saying there's a more dynamic way to approach this.
Absolutely. Think of your study plan as a personalized recipe for success. You want a good balance of ingredients. So divide your time wisely among the 4 sections. Don't neglect any area, even your strong ones. Then think beyond the textbook.
So what are some of those alternative ingredients?
Well, luckily, we live in a time where learning resources are abundant. There are fantastic websites and apps designed specifically for IELTS prep. Many offer interactive exercises, vocabulary builders, and even mock speaking tests. Podcasts like this one you're listening to right now are fantastic for training your ear to different accents and speaking styles, and don't discount the power of good old-fashioned flashcards for memorizing vocabulary.
I've actually been using flashcards to learn phrasal verbs recently, and it's surprising how much they help.
They really do. The key is finding what clicks for you. And remember, learning should be enjoyable, not a chore. So mix it up. Watch a movie, listen to music, join a conversation club, anything that exposes you to authentic English.
I love that advice. It's about immersing yourself in the language in a way that feels natural and fun. Now, I know we can't cover everything in this deep dive, but could you give us a taste of some practical tips for each IELTS section?
Of course, let's start with listening. One of the most common challenges people face is staying focused during those long audio passages. A simple trick is to jot down keywords or phrases as you listen. It keeps your mind engaged and helps you recall information later.
You know, that's something I never thought of. It's easy to get caught up in trying to understand every single word, but focusing on those keywords seems like a much more effective strategy.
Exactly. And remember, the IELTS isn't testing your ability to memorize every detail. It's about grasping the main ideas and understanding the context. So if you miss a word or two, don't panic. Keep listening for those clues that help you piece together the overall meaning.
Okay, listening keywords, context, don't panic. Got it. What about the reading section? Any tips for tackling those sometimes dense passages?
Absolutely. Skimming and scanning are your best friends here.
Okay.
Before you even dive into the questions, quickly skim the passage to get a sense of the main topic and structure. Then when you encounter questions, scan the passage for keywords related to that question. Don't waste time reading every sentence in detail unless absolutely necessary.
That's a great point. It's about being strategic with your time, especially since the reading section is timed.
Exactly. And while vocabulary is important across all sections, it's particularly crucial for reading. A strong vocabulary will help you understand those complex texts and answer questions accurately. So make a habit of learning new words regularly. You could set a goal of 5 new words per day, or even use a vocabulary app to make it fun.
So for reading, we've got skimming, scanning, and vocabulary building. Kind of on to the one that often makes people nervous writing.
The writing section can indeed seem daunting, but I think a lot of the fear stems from not understanding the specific tasks involved. There are 2 tasks, and they require different approaches. Task 1 typically involves describing visual information like a chart or graph. The key here is to be clear, concise, and accurate in your description.
So it's less about creative writing and more about conveying information in a clear and objective way.
Precisely. Now, task 2 is where you get to flex your essay writing muscles. You'll be given a prompt or question, and you need to present a well-structured argument or opinion. This is where planning is crucial.
So don't just start writing frantically. Take a moment to brainstorm your main points and organize your thoughts.
Exactly. Even a quick outline can make a huge difference in the clarity and coherence of your essay. And speaking of clarity, remember that good grammar and sentence structure are essential for getting your message across. Effectively, don't overcomplicate things with overly long or convoluted sentences.
Keep it simple and straightforward. That's a good mantra for writing in general, I think.
Absolutely. And remember, practice is key for both tasks. Find sample prompts online or in IELTS preparation books, and write as many essays as you can. You'll get more comfortable with the format, improve your timing, and start to see patterns in the types of questions that are often asked.
Okay, writing. Understand the tasks, plan your essays, keep it clear and grammatically sound, and of course, practice, practice, practice. Now, let's talk about the speaking test. I imagine this is where those pre-test jitters really kick in for many people.
Nerves are perfectly normal, but the good news is that the speaking test is designed to feel like a natural conversation. The examiner isn't trying to intimidate you. They want to see how well you can communicate in a relaxed and authentic way.
So it's about showcasing your personality and letting your English skills shine through.
Exactly. One of the best ways to prepare for the speaking test is, well, to speak, find opportunities to chat in English as much as possible. This could be with a language partner, a tutor, or even just by recording yourself talking about different topics.
I've heard that shadowing, mimicking native speakers can be really helpful for improving pronunciation and fluency.
It absolutely can. Find audio clips or videos of native speakers discussing various topics and try to imitate their intonation, rhythm, and pronunciation.
So it's like learning by ear, almost like a musician would learn a new song.
Precisely. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. The key is to keep practicing and gradually build your confidence. The more you speak, the more natural and comfortable it will become.
Okay, speaking, practice, practice, practice. Embrace those mistakes. And remember that it's all about communication now, beyond the specific tips for each section. Are there any overall strategies that can help listeners on their IELTS journey?
Absolutely. One thing I always emphasize is the importance of consistent, even if short daily practice. Even dedicating just 15 to 30 minutes each day to studying English can make a remarkable difference over time.
It's like that saying, little by little, a little becomes a lot. Small, consistent efforts really do add up.
Exactly. And as we touched upon earlier, technology can be a game changer. There are so many fantastic language learning apps and websites available that offer interactive exercises, vocabulary games, and even opportunities to practice speaking with native speakers.
It's like having a personal tutor in your pocket. And speaking of support systems, what about study groups? Are those helpful for IELTS prep?
Absolutely. Those are incredibly helpful for IELTS prep.
Right.
It's a chance to connect with other learners, share tips and resources, and get feedback on your progress.
Yeah.
Plus, Plus, it can help you stay motivated and accountable.
So it's that sense of community.
Exactly.
And shared purpose, right?
Yeah.
We're all in this together, learning and growing.
Yeah.
Now, I know we talked about practice tests earlier.
Right.
But I think it's worth emphasizing again how important mock exams are.
You're right.
Yeah.
Taking mock tests under timed conditions is essential for getting a feel for the real exam environment. It helps you manage your time, effectively identify your weak areas, and build confidence.
It's like a dress rehearsal before the big performance.
Yeah.
You get to iron out any kinks and make sure you're ready for the spotlight.
Exactly.
Now, I know studying for a big exam like the IELTS can be stressful.
It can be.
Any advice for managing that pressure?
Oh, yeah.
And staying sane throughout the process?
Absolutely.
Okay.
First off, remember to schedule regular breaks into your study plan.
Yeah.
It's not about cramming all the information at once.
Right.
It's about giving your brain time to process and absorb what you've learned.
So it's not about quantity.
Right.
It's about quality study time.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. And what about when those pretest nerves inevitably kick in?
Oh, for sure.
Any tips for staying calm and focused?
Deep breathing exercises, meditation, or even light exercise can do wonders for reducing stress.
Okay.
Find what works best for you and make it a regular part of your routine. And remember, a positive mindset can go a long way. Celebrate small victories along the way and keep your eyes on the prize.
It's about remembering your why, right?
Yeah.
Why are you taking this exam?
Yeah.
What are your goals?
Yeah.
Keeping that bigger picture in mind can help you push through those challenging moments.
It really can.
Yeah.
And finally, remember that learning English is a journey, not a destination. Embrace the process, enjoy the challenge, and don't be afraid to make mistakes.
Yeah.
Every mistake is an opportunity to learn and grow.
What a great point to end on.
Yeah.
So to sum up, understanding the IELTS format, creating a balanced study plan,
Right.
using specific strategies for each section,
Yeah.
and maintaining a positive attitude are all key ingredients for success.
Absolutely. And remember, the skills you develop while preparing for the IELTS will benefit you far beyond the exam itself.
Right.
You'll be more confident in your ability to communicate in English in all aspects of your life.
So keep practicing.
Yes.
Stay persistent and believe in yourself. You've got this. And as always, thanks for tuning in to the English Prep Podcast.
It was a pleasure being here.
We'll see you next time.